Welcome back to Twin J Racing, everyone, and today we are going to work on getting the front suspension off of this car, so follow along. Welcome back to Twin J Racing, everyone, and today we're going to work on knocking the front suspension off this car. We're already there, but you boys and girls haven't seen it yet. So we're going to get to the videos there, and then we'll bring you up to date when we get to where we're at now. So go watch the videos. All right, boys and girls, after mulling some bad ideas over in my mind, we decided, so we got to take all this suspension apart anyways. Let's go ahead and just take the suspension apart, because this should open up where I need it to be to drill. Edge. Okay, maybe the suspension isn't going to come apart. We need more leverage. More leverage. Oh, that one's loose enough. That one's somebody gorillaed. But that's kind of where we're going with this. We're going to take this control arm assembly off of here. It's all got to come off anyways. So I figured, why not? Sooner we get it out of the way, I should be able to get that drill in there with the unibit and get a pretty straight shot in. That's my thought process right now. Trying to talk while taking stuff apart. Not always. All right, I gotta get something a little heavier for that. Is that 11/16? That is 11/16. And none of this stuff that's coming off is going back on this car. I'm giving the tie rods and the drag link to a friend of mine. I don't need them because I'm going to a rack opinion. I am the poster child today for not being able to chew gum and think at the same time. It's just the way my day is going, I guess. I purchased off of the off of the Amazons, plugs for the brake line, so this doesn't sit here and leak everywhere. I think that's bigger than 3/4. That's probably 7/8. But this way, when I take the brake lines loose, it doesn't just sit here and leak and leak and leak like they normally do. Do not do as I do. I can't stress that enough. You never want to do this on a ratcheting wrench. Walls don't look when I warranty this. Ugh. See, that never happened, right? So we take these out, lay that there. It's going to get moved later, but right now I just want to kind of put them where they go, so when we put this back together, it'll be in the same ballpark. We just removed all of the steering off of my car. The tie rods, the drag link. The drag link is about a year, well, it's probably about 2 years old now. From AutoZone, because I had intended to put my rack and pinion on it. But we're going to pack all of this up and ship it to my buddy Greg Cooper, who's doing the body work on the wife's hearse. But he's got a 69, and he's going to put all of this stuff to use. But we got that off. That's another piece out of the way. Steering box will be next. But wanted to talk about this for a quick second, you know. Reuse parts, sending them to whoever could use them. I mean, all of this is replaceable, so I'm not worried about it. I am going to keep the steering box just because, well, it's the original one to the car. All of this, when I first bought the car, the tie rods and everything, well, actually, I replaced them for the owner of the car at the time. I helped him get it all done. So we're going to ship this, and we're going to keep plugging away at this. All the front steering parts boxed up and ready to send to my buddy. Yep, we don't need them anymore, so they're in the box, ready to go. We're going to work on getting the steering box out of here. We got to take the reg joint off right here. You got the 2 bolts here to take it off, and then we're going to take the 3 bolts out that hold it on back here. And then that'll be out of our way now that we got the steering out of the way last night. So one side of this, it's weird how they do it, is 9/16. One side is 1/2 inch. I don't know. I'm sure there's reasonings to make sure you put the wheel on straight or something, but that's what they do. Okay, the nut's 9/16, but evidently this bolt's still 1/2 inch. I replaced this rag joint at the same time I replaced the drag link, but helped get all the slop. The steering wheel was pretty sloppy. I mean, it still was a little bit, but not like it was. And I mean, it made a world of difference when I put that drag link in it. Yeah, both nuts are 9/16 on this, so maybe it's not different sizes. I know on some vehicles, one's 1/2 inch, one's 9/16. But we got it. And we'll get steering box out of here, and then we'll get this so we can get this control arm out of here, which is actually what I'm working towards, so we can finish this up. Yeah, one bolt's 5/16, one bolt's 3/8. You can see the different size nuts. See, those are what I just took off. That's 3/8 nut, that's a 5/16 nut. So they are different sizes. Usually the nuts are different sizes, but this time they were not. And then we'll zip this off real quick. All the wiring I'm going to have to deal with. Huh. There we go. The other stud didn't want to like it, but there we go. There's the steering box. It's an El Manuel, and we'll go ahead and put these in here because with the new subframe we're going to a rack and pinion and we don't need any of this, but I'm going to hold on to the box just in case. Who knows? Probably never go back in here, but it is what it is. Okay, now we'll come up here. You know, I don't know how you guys are going to stay. We'll go up there. Let's see. And we're going to put these back on. Oh, the one fell out. Oh, it stayed up there. This reg joint is junk. That explains a little bit. That other one's still stuck. This reg joint tore, and this reg joint was brand new. That's not cool. Huh. That's an... We'll go ahead and, I mean, it's bad, but we'll shove it back in here so we at least have it. Huh. That's intriguing. That's very intriguing. We'll put this back on my son's truck. That way, he's not looking for it when he gets back. Move this shaft out of the way. And actually, oh, there's too many other variables in the way here. Get this out. Now we just got to loosen the lower and get it out. Or I don't even remember. Did we loosen the lower? No, we did not loosen the lower yet. We got to loosen the lower and get it out. There wasn't really a lot of slow, it's a lot of time lapse on that, and not really, it's fairly simple stuff. And we talked about some of this as we worked on it, but we'll kind of go over a couple little highlights here. One, I always put the shims that come out somewhere where you don't lose them. I think we covered that when we did the hearse, but again, and then this, yeah, we talked about that too. So we got that. We got the disc brakes sitting over here in the other control arms. Those are going on the GTO, the control arms and the coilovers. Disc brakes are going somewhere else. They're going to my father-in-law. And we got this side all torn apart. Now we got to come over here and get this side, but I can't get this side out. Can't get that bolt out because the header's in the way. So once we get the motor, well, get the engine back out of here, we will get that last bolt out, and that control arm and spring and all this fun stuff will be out of our way. And steering box is gone. All the steering linkage is gone. We got to get this finished, get the mid plate finished. When I get to the point where I can finish taking that last bit apart, we'll start the video again, and then we'll talk about the rest of it. So let's get back to work. We got the mock-up motor out, and now we're going to try to get the rest of this lower out. I mean, now it should come out with no problem, because I can wiggle the header anywhere I need it to be out of my way. Like that. See? That simple. I knew it would be once we got the header out of the way. So that's all done now. All the lower suspension, or all the front suspension is off the car. All the steering is off the car. We have made progress on all that fun stuff. We got all the steering off. I mean, there's that one we just pulled. This, and we've talked about what all of this is going to go to and what's going to happen. This is the first step. Just a real quick video. Most people know how to remove the front suspension. Yes, I'm already on coilovers, and that makes it a lot easier in the front. You don't have the springs to deal with, which I've dealt with for years. At one point in time, I had a set of Morosos, and I didn't know you had to cut them, so the front end of the car sat way up stiff and caused all kinds of problems. Once we cut the springs, we made it work better. There's been a lot of learning curves in this car over the years because, well, I was pre-internet, so I only knew what I could read or see or was told by other people. So we are going to move on. We got all of this off. Pretty much everything needs to go to the GTO, and that's where it's going to get out of my way. That's the next big step, is kind of clean up, move some stuff out of the way. We need to get everything picked up, cleaned up. Stuff that doesn't need to be here needs to be moved. Stuff that needs to be put away needs to be put away. We need to spend a good day in here cleaning is what needs to happen realistically, and we need to shuffle some stuff, take all the control arms and stuff to the GTO, take all of some of the other stuff to other places. We just need to get it out of here because it doesn't need to be here. So, and then we can move on to the next steps. So I have rambled long enough about nothing, I think. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Please give me a like, please give me a share, please give me a subscribe. We're going to keep moving on with this project. So if you want to keep up, make sure and hit that bell, that dingy thing. And we'll catch you boys and girls in the next one.